Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Okay, smokes, a brand new day. Definitely a good thing. It is good to metabolize when you are alive, and it's good to not metabolize when you're not living. So thumbs up for that, but it's a brand new day. It's a Friday. I slept-ish. My gut hurt. Because things having to get back up and moving after a lot of days of nothing at all, basically, to eat, suddenly real food again. You actually have to be careful of that. Not just for like 1 or 2 days, but if you stop eating for a few days, you need to be super duper careful about when you start eating again. The refeeding syndrome, you can die from that. So be very careful if you do fasting. It's not good. So, it can be, but you just need to be careful. And to front load the video, of course, if you could toss me a like, thumbs up if you like what you see in here, that would be very cool. If you could engage with the algorithms and leave me a comment, that would be awesome. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't and you like what you see, that would be very cool as well. One of the things I like to do now is to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these beautiful and awesome people that help to keep me alive. I'm on an extremely limited income, and these days all but about $100 of my disability goes to paying for my rent, leaving me nothing for food or anything else. So if you could help like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be truly beautiful and awesome. Ow, the arms get sore from that position. Yay. But that would be truly awesome. Definitely a thumbs up. Front loading of the video over. Yay. Good old YouTube algorithms. There were a couple things I wanted to talk about. There's a lot of stuff about the inside and the outside that I wanted to talk about. I also want to mention I have been clipping the creative parts out of my vlogging stuff here to put onto my creative channel. So if you're just interested in the creative parts, I'm putting those up, so that's a good thing. I have very few subscribers. I have very few views there, but it is there, so thumbs up. Also, I do talk to a friend on Facebook, a Facebook friend, Brian Glenn. The reason I'm mentioning that is they have a channel where they put up a whole bunch of stuff, and it's cool. It's mostly like clouds and such. They live on somewhere in the East Coast and like that, and they were hoping that I could shout out the channel, and hopefully there's a label or a clicker thing or down in the description or wherever the description is, so you can check that out. That would be cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Also, here's something that happened to somebody that's horrible. There is this person that I listen to on YouTube. They use one of those virtual things. It's just a picture of themselves as they talk about stuff and show various clips and the like as they talk about things. They're one of these debunking type people out there. Fairly young, maybe at the most late 30s, but probably late 20s, early 30s. Oh my gosh, their wife apparently just the other day, moderately healthy, and had a stroke and then died. Oh my God. It's horrific to have something like that happen to you, but at least you're gone after that. It's taken me, I'm still recovering from the death of my wife, and I had 10 years to watch it happen. I cannot imagine what this person's life, or on another Facebook person who is a science fiction writer, a multi-award winning, very good science fiction writer, a couple months back, their wife just suddenly went downhill fast in a matter of hours, and then a couple days later was gone. So I am so sorry for these people. It is just horrific. Ugh. I hope the best for them, but it's gonna be hard. So yay on that. Also, just because I happen to notice this, it's kind of something I've wanted to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it now. There's the whole Danganronpa series. If you know video game stuff, there's the Danganronpa series, where I mean, I've only played the first one. I've got like the first 3. I didn't really like the idea when I played it, and so I didn't really play it for very long, and then I stopped and I was irate about it. Then I found out I was wrong about the actual premise, and now I'm even more irate and like it even less. In the first one, you are students in a school, and then suddenly there's a lockdown. No one can get in or out. There's X number of students. There's a maniacal mad robot thing, and you have to start killing each other. And then you have to have a trial to determine who did it. And you have to make a serious effort to find out. And if you don't, people start dying. So people are dying anyway, but if you don't do it, everyone will die even worse. I always said this is ridiculous. So human beings are such that we wouldn't just back off and ignore this. If something bad happened, we'd be doing something. So I didn't like the premise in the first place. Found out later it's like it's a game show type thing. These people are being put in there, these kids are being put into this school, and then they have to murder each other and then find out who's murdering, who the murderers are, or they'll all be murdered, and it's for the entertainment series of everybody that's watching. And I hate that even more. I don't like that idea. So there's things you like, there's things you don't like, and that idea is one that I just don't like. So, yay. Fine game premise, fine games, just not the sort of idea that I like. And I just wanted to mention that because I've tried playing them in the past for the channel. I've tried playing them in the past just for myself, and just and found out that, yeah, it's the kind of thing that I just don't enjoy anyway. And it's like Westerns or any other genre. There's things that you like, things that you don't like. I don't really like Westerns. Western movies usually bore me. Anything with a Western theme usually just bores me. It's got to be done really well, or tell a good story, or have something else mixed in. There's just things you like, things you don't like. You discover what you like and don't like as you go through life. You do not turn, mature at whatever age and suddenly you're set in stone. No, you have to spend the rest of your life discovering who you are and what you like. You have to discover things and then try things to find out if you like it or not. So, yeah. Just thought I'd mention all of that. Also, just as a lot of weirder things, we had a pretty wild windstorm here over the weekend. And I've mentioned this before, I'll keep mentioning it, there are a lot of forest blocks throughout Shelton. Wherever you have a lot of trees and stuff, when they start expanding in there, unless they clear cut, people, cities will try to keep forest blocks, where it's just forest. It's a block, but it's just forest there. There's all around Shelton, Washington, and especially southern Shelton where I live, very mountainous and hilly here, and it's largely a lot of forest blocks, and then houses that are right up next to them, and our rental home abuts up right next to a pretty large set of forest blocks. Oh boy, on that windstorm, there were trees cracking and stuff, big stuff, falling out there because of the wind. Hokey smokes. I was afraid we're going to lose power. We've lost power on much less, but that was heavy duty. Kind of scary hearing the huge crack, thud, smack out there, going, oh my. I would not want to be in a forest as a homeless person, and there's a sizable homeless population in Shelton, and they do things like live in forests. I'd hate to be living in a forest in a tent and then have that be happening all around me. Hokey smokes. Let's see if I have anything else written down on my list here. There's actually not a ton of stuff that's been happening past that. I mean, I had my colonoscopy, and yesterday I was just mentally recovering from that and therapy. I usually find it hard to get anything done for the rest of the day. But yesterday I posted my vlog, and then I put up 2 clips onto the creative channel, and then I put up a reaction, and then I posted them. I put up 5 videos over 3 channels yesterday. Holy smokes. And it's all just largely for form and structure in a largely formless and structureless life. Thumbs up. There is some stuff I do want to talk about, the whole inside-outside thing. I was talking about yesterday how you need to have the glamours to travel, or you can't really travel. You're like on what would be an infinite plane of whatever biome you happen to be on in a tile, and it just goes out 10,000 miles from the center, with 20,000 miles side to side until you reach the end, and then there's just that formless potential. You step into it, you arc, you're gone. There's more out there after that. That also happens otherwise, but just you would be trapped on an infinite plane that way. And space up is there, but you can never reach it. That was without glamours. Now, with glamours, you travel everywhere. But space is still an unrealized potential as well in there. There is no real space. It's only half there. You need the glamours to travel in normal space like it exists now. And if there are no glamours, then you can't go anywhere. That really applies to air travel. That's why there is no air travel, no aircraft in the inside or the razor's edge. You go up too far and you reach the limit of how far the glamours can go. And since you need the glamours to travel, and you're traveling somewhere that's unrealized, you're heading into unorganized, chaotic space that nothing has ever been before. Now, if you're careful, you're going to be okay. Like if there's a buffer of about 500 feet, say, above the ground level. So if you have mountains or hills, that level is constantly moving. So there's no safe space that you can just count on. If you're traveling here and then suddenly there's a valley that goes like this, so you travel across the valley through the air, you're going through unorganized, unglamored space. And that can be fatal because you're going into some place where there is nothing. If you happen to turn back before the colors that you can see start to smear, you're okay. But if you see the colors in what you see start to smear, you're gone. Because at that point, you are traveling solely in this chaotic, unresolved half space where there is nothing. And because of that, you are going toward a destination of nothing. And all movement is toward that end. And you can't just stop moving and be safe because you're still traveling through time. But as you see the colors smear, they just start to smear more until everything becomes just a featureless gray, and then it fades into black, and then it gets darker, and then there's nothing. And you're gone. So you go flying, and everyone that heads up far enough is never seen again. So there's no air travel or space travel in the inside or on the razor's edge. Birds fly, stuff like that. If, just sheer existence stuff like that, you're not exploring. But if you're just exploring and all that, oh boy. So there's birds, but they're not trying to fly to the moon or do supersonic, biome to biome travel. So that's a good reason why there's not a whole lot of stuff being done that way. It's all foot travel. But if you use the glamours, you're gonna get places, because especially there are the glamours in the outside, because there's that whole mix with the inside, the outside, the door. It's very chaotic, and so there is some inside stuff on the outside. I'll talk about that on another day as well. because I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments. I feel sad because there's people who used to leave comments even a month ago that now don't. There was the name Kurai Abernathy. They don't leave comments anymore. It makes me sad. I never see comments from Potatotron anymore. That makes me sad. There's all sorts of people and names that are gone now. But life is life. And I've opened up 24 hours, so I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments, up to 25, but I haven't had 25 in a long time. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, American English speaker, and even though I can't American Sign Language, well, with my depression, fibro, and more, I forget things all the time. Life is life, though. Brian Glenn, thumbs up and thank you. The BTK, unfortunately, it was a good gaming mouse at the time, if I remember the one, but time and tide. Confused L29, thumbs up and thank you. Good to see you. Guilt Voices, greatly appreciated. We have Tony Bennett, thumbs up and thank you. And then we have Jordan Johnston, greatly appreciated. There is Runar Antila. I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. And then there's Adolf Hilter. Nice comment. I don't know about the name and the avatar though. Jocelyn Williams, definitely burritos. Evan Fay, thumbs up and thank you. Kapaki, good to see you in the comments and thank you. We have Ben B, good to see you in the comments as well. Thumbs up. We have Yuki likes hot potatoes, good to see you in the comments as well and thank you. Mountain with a whole bunch of vowels after that. Thumbs up and thank you very much. Good to see you in the comments as well. Craig YAC, another name that I have come to enjoy seeing. Then there's Pancake Cookie. Appointments are so much fun and good to see you in the comments. Did I already thank Larry from Space? Because Larry from Space, thank you very much and good to see you in the comments. And then of course, Ice Damon, thumbs up, thank you, and good to see you in the comments as well. Thumbs up and thank you all. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text and if only for a short time, but that's very cool. Thank you very, very much. It is appreciated to no end. Definitely a thumbs up. I don't know what device you're watching this on, but somewhere there is a video description, and inside of that there are links to all of my other channels, and there's also links to things like my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and again, I would like to thank all my Patreon patrons, these beautiful and awesome people who do help keep me alive, and that is beautiful and awesome. I am very grateful. My hamster, my cat, all of us, thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link down below. I'm not above grubbing for your spare cash, because when you got next to nothing, anything helps. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I do have an Amazon wishlist link with things like cat food and hamster bedding on it. So if you could check that out, that'd be cool. I just don't have any money. Now, of course, how do I do that? I went and derailed myself again. Remember when I talked about my memory? Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them on the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And of course, these are all very important messages. You should internalize them. Seek these things. They are good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And of course, please, with the covfefe bug still raging, you know the precautions to take. You know what you have to do. It would be smart to do it. And my housemates are up and being organic out there. So if you hear them, that's what you hear. Thumbs up on that. I'm going to keep working and doing what I can. I'm going to try and be as creative as possible. I'm going to try and get the things done that I have to get done. But I require at least a low level of support where I am on the autism spectrum, and I don't have that since my wife died, so I know now a greater understanding of why it's so hard for me to do some things, but I'm going to try and push and see what I can do. Thumbs up on that. So until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is, well, in my book, a definite thumbs up.